evening, everybody, and welcome back to Words with Wayman. I am your host, as always, Matt Wayman. Welcome back. We got a fantastic part one, everybody. Please welcome to the podcast local Denver creative, Becca Waugh.
Woo!
I say local Denver creative because you do so much stuff. I know comedy art. Just explain for everybody out there that doesn't know you all the stuff that you do, all the cool stuff.
Okay, well, yes, lately I've been commissioned to do some murals, so I paint. I am in a band, so I sing and play music. I've been a part of the improv comedy scene, so I kind of do that when I can. Stuff.
What was your first love that you got into? Was it music right away? I know a lot of people.
I don't know. I grew up just doing a lot of stuff. So
from a creative family.
Yeah, I mean, I just grew up drawing a lot, and then I also grew up in church choir. Nice. So I sang in choir.
That's cool. I've never had a church choirist on the podcast before, or if they have, they haven't told me. That's pretty awesome. So drawing, and did that go to painting once you got into high school or grade school?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just started messing with watercolors when I was younger.
Cool.
And yeah, I guess it just evolved, and that's actually what I went to school for. I went to the University of North Texas, and so I studied drawing and painting.
Nice.
There.
I always heard watercolors. I mean, I've just started doing them recently because everybody says they're one of the hardest mediums to work through.
Yeah, I actually don't do those anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was when I was a kid. I guess I probably got those cheap color art sets and just mess with those then.
Because you're originally from Texas, right?
I am from Texas, yeah.
So, did you have
Fort
a creative family or?
Yeah, I mean, my mom, she's always been in church choir, just kind of Texas conservative folk.
Yeah.
But she always was singing and playing piano.
Cool.
I guess my family likes to have fun.
Nice.
So we just generally grew up just listening to music.
Nice.
And I guess we're just kind of well-rounded.
Cool.
I want to say.
Just do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, sports. Played a lot of those growing up too.
That's a good balance. I feel like a lot of kids, kids that I know growing up didn't necessarily have it. It was all sports or it was all music and stuff like that.
Yeah, my parents, they're awesome, and they just did a good job of just I mean, they kind of put us into stuff initially when we were young. I did dance growing up when I was young. Yeah, they're go spend your energy somewhere else. And so, yeah, I just kind of, I did dance for a while, and then I started playing soccer, and I actually had a soccer scholarship in school, so I played
college?
a lot of that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
What position did you play?
I played midfield forward.
Cool.
Yeah.
You tore your ACL, you said?
Tore my ACL in the first game, yep.
Well, in the first game of college?
Yep,
wow.
I did. So that was a bummer.
Was it just a freak accident, or?
Yeah, I just kind of no one even touched me. I just kind of cut wrong.
Really?
And then just was oh.
Was that devastating to you? Because that is what, that had been set up for you a little bit?
Yeah, my life kind of revolved around soccer for a long time. And so, yeah, I just kind of, after that, I was I just want to do fucking drugs.
Yeah.
That's shitty, but
I feel like a lot of people go through that in college, too.
Yeah, just, I don't know. I didn't have my head in a good space probably for a minute, but, I don't know.
That's a lot to handle,
Yeah, I was young and...
for an 18-year-old.
Uh-huh.
Just to, everything that your life has, built up to now is just kind of gone.
Yep. Dun, dun,
Are you pissed about it? Do you still look back on it and kind of
No, not really, because, I don't know. I like where I am now, and if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here now. So
I'm kind of the same way. I raced bikes for years and years and years, and was decently good, but then kind of just stopped in college, and I was always should I have gone with that? But I'm no, not at all now.
Yeah.
Everything else is so much more fulfilling, and who would have known? If it wouldn't have been that first game, you could have done it in the next game, or you could have gotten all the way to the Olympics, and then that could have happened. I feel like sports is just when you put everything in there. You can
God,
lose
who
a
wants to
lot
go to
too.
the Olympics?
God, no. Did you hear about those dorms down there in Rio? Okay. God. So how were you in high school? What were you into? Obviously a lot of soccer.
I don't know. I feel like I was pretty studious.
Mm-hmm.
Just had a good group of friends, and
cool. You still keep in touch with those friends?
Some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People change, which has been one of the hardest things for me to learn in my entire life.
Yeah, I have one really good friend from high school still, which is awesome because I feel like I can just call him at any time and be like, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome. He's actually coming to visit in September, so
awesome.
that's cool.
That is pretty cool. What? So you went to college and you graduated college?
I did.
Nice.
Yep.
What did you do after that?
So I graduated and then I just moved up here. So
cool.
Yeah, I've been here about 3 years now.
So you're a native?
Sure. Yeah.
What was the impetus to move? Was it just like to get out, or was had you heard good things about
Yeah.
Denver?
So my brother lives up here with his wife, and so I just visited right after I graduated, and then I went back home and was like, that place was awesome.
Yeah.
Just kind of loved the mountains, and then I don't know, like I guess I kind of heard like there was a music art scene.
Definitely.
And at the time I was dating a guy, and we moved up here together, and he was really into brewing beer. So
nice.
Yeah, so that kind of made us make the move. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's a really cool city. We had some friends up here that we visited too, and we're just like, this is kind of where it's at. This is a fun place. And it wasn't like, it was before the weed and everything, which I feel like why a lot of people are moving up here.
Yeah, I moved up here shortly before the weed was legal.
Yeah,
so
it definitely helps. It definitely doesn't hurt the scenario, but it's bringing a lot more people out to the city.
Yeah.
So you got up here. What type of work did you do right after you moved up here?
So I worked at a Mellow Mushroom in Texas, and then
cool.
I worked at the Mellow Mushroom here.
Which is like a sandwichery, or?
That is a pizza
joint?
spot
Cool.
on 16th Street Mall.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh,
so I
God.
worked there.
Which is like a very tourist-heavy place in Denver. If people don't know about it.
Yep.
They have pianos that people sleep in, and
yeah, you just took you got all kinds coming in for sure.
The best and the worst. I think it's good for everybody to work in the service industry at some point in their life because they not only are better customers, but they realize that it's a tough world out there.
Yeah, it was good while it lasted. That's a lie. I'm not.
Yeah, it's all trash. There's like one restaurant I worked at up here called the Vine Street Pub that was like definitely the best service job I've ever had, but it's still service industry.
Yeah,
so
it's still waiting tables. Yeah,
it's still always waiting on people, and a lot of times people are garbage. But so you moved up here. Did you pick up into the art stuff pretty quickly after you got going up in here? Did it take a little bit?
Yeah, like when I first moved up, I applied for an internship at the Denver Art Museum, and then I got involved there.
Nice. What they have you doing down there?
So I was hired under the studio and artist program. So like they have like an interactive art studio. So I guess helped with like kind of planning and research for that.
That's awesome.
And then it led to actually I got to be like a featured artist. So like me and my friend Sydney Connell did a installation in the museum. Nice. And then I got to help with Jason Rogenus did like this big, it was like a big cardboard styrofoam cave thing. So I helped install that.
Cool.
Which I only fucked it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So that was good.
I've been interning at this little place, and I love being an intern because they can't get mad at you when you mess stuff up. It's just like, you're not paying me, so how could you get...
So it was funny because like that guy, the artist, that was like hired to install like this big installation in the museum, like I guess he got in trouble because he was like drunk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So then
a lot, or just
so I think he actually ended up being fired, even though like we made the installation. So like I did a thing where like I just put like more water in a plaster mix that you don't do that because then it never sits. So I just like he was like doing all this plaster stuff, and he like came back. He's like, "You put more water in, didn't you?" And I was like, "Yep, I fucked up." And then, but he was like, didn't care because I guess he was probably drunk. So
nice, that's fun.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool to right away kind of get picked up by the museum, and especially was it like a
it was a cool opportunity. So what were you gonna say? Sorry,
I was gonna say you had to have a featured installation in there.
Yeah, I mean that was awesome. Like, I don't know, it felt good to just like kind of like move here and then, right off the bat kind of get into something like that. So,
but it's also, I'm sure, based off the fact that your work's really fantastic. Which I guess there's so many things to talk about with you. What in your eyes? I mean, I know, and I kind of think that they all come from one creative, like all like the comedy, the music, everything comes from one creative spot. If you had to choose one medium, kind of, what would it be? Would it be the art? Yeah, I can't.
Don't make me do it.
I couldn't do that.
I honestly don't know. I love everything.
Nice.
That's actually that's a thing. Like, my mom was in town for Christmas, and a thing that kind of like plays in my head a lot is like one like it was like probably like Christmas morning or something. I like woke up and was like sitting on my brother's couch, and she like came and sat down next to me, and she's like, "Hey," and then she's like, "Becca, I just want you to pick like one thing."
Really?
And I was like, "What?" No. So
yeah.
I don't know that my mother telling me that, because like I don't know, sometimes there's
I do feel
many
like
a time I do like feel like spread pretty thin, but at the same time, like I don't know, I'm trying to make it work.
Absolutely.
So.
I guess the only reason I even ask it is because I feel that same way too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like everybody says like 10,000 hours, or you have to become 100% of an expert at this thing, but I always want to be able to do absolutely all of it and be able to do all of it well.
Yeah.
Even though it might not be the best amazing thing you might ever see, but it's more fulfilling. Painting is so different than comedy. Comedy is 100% different than music. It's all so
There's
different.
all just benefits to each like different medium, and it's like sometimes I'm in the mood for one, and like sometimes like I'll plan a day and it'll be like, okay, today I'm just going to like play guitar. I'm gonna like paint today, and then like I'm like, fuck that.
I always like write comedy, and then like my reward is that I can do art afterwards.
Yeah.
Because I know that like at least comedy for me, stand up is more like financially viable at some point. So like the art is just like the icing on the cake. Yeah. So how did you get started up with your music stuff up here?
Well, I guess it was from like getting involved in improv, and then I met Andrew Coble was in my improv class, and he's in the band Hi-Fi Gentry. He's like, okay, that's his band.
Nice.
So like we just kind of started like I had, been writing songs. I guess I've kind of always just like written songs like throughout my life, just here and there. And so I kind of had like a little collection. I showed them to him. I met another guy at the museum, and then he kind of hopped on bass, and then my friend Katie Sapp. It was funny because like we actually roomed together in Texas. Yeah. And then which we had a drum set at our house, and like I knew that she kind of would dabble on it. Yeah. But then like we got up here and we were like, I was like, I'll invite Katie to just come jam with us and see, like what she's got.
She was doing great.
And I was like, yeah, she like did awesome, and I was like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, what?
I thought you never told me this.
Yeah, so that was awesome. But I don't know. And so like I guess the band has
and the name of it, just for everybody out there that wants to know.
Oh, Naked on a Mountain is the name of the band.
Check them out.
Got a show at Lions Lair next. It's August now.
It's August 3rd.
So yeah, it's this month.
Cool.
On the 26th.
26th of August.
Yeah, last Friday of the month. Yep.
Awesome. What time is that? That's probably an 8 o'clock show, 7 o'clock?
I think we are going on last, so
awesome.
Probably
Headliners.
11.
Nice.
Say 11 o'clock.
Which sometimes in music was always like, put me on early.
Yeah, so that means we're going on at 8:30.
Yeah.
No idea.
That's awesome. So you guys just started was it a pretty quick process? I know in some bands that I've been in, it is kind of like either one person wants to take total control or nobody wants to take control.
I mean, I guess like primarily still like which is, I guess isn't fully the case. Like mostly I would like start writing a song, and then we would kind of just build it from there. And I don't know, we kind of have like a new lineup now that I'm excited to like when we actually do get to start working, because we've kind of had to take a break just because everybody's been so busy. But I don't know, like I'm excited to see what we make in the future.
Yeah,
so.
Do you have plans to record like an album, or you guys already have some recorded
once
stuff?
we I don't know, we just so we get stuff together, we'd like to like record and tour. And
that was whenever I wanted to thought about getting into music and started playing drums, I was like, I just want to record an album. That's all I ever want. And then I recorded it with this white boy hip hop band, and I was like, okay, now I want to record another album.
It's addicting. You're like, I need another.
Yeah, I need something else. But yeah, it's little goals like that. I guess we're getting down to it. I know that you have a lot of stuff to plug, but before just one question before we get out of here, if you just have any advice for like people out there that like that want to get into the creative field but just kind of like don't know how, or like kind of like afraid to get into creative stuff, what would you say to them?
Well, shit, I would say just like, do what you love doing, and then just kind of follow that, and then like, I don't know if there's like a nonprofit or just other organizations or something that kind of provide classes or just information, or maybe just experience, like do an internship. I don't know, just whatever you get into, just do what you like and follow it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That.
Cool. And all your plugs for everybody out there that want to find you on the interwebs for your band and for...
Yeah, band. We just have a Facebook page, Naked on a Mountain.
Nice.
On the Facebook. And then BeccaWaugh.com is up. It's under construction, so it isn't like full speed, but it's getting there. So you can check out some artwork on there, and I'll have like a shop up in the future. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. And always, as always, check us out online at Twitter, Words with Wayman, Facebook Words with Wayman. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll be right back with part 2.